What is up, people? It is another day gone fishing. I'm Mike Asman. I'm here with Ray, and I need to mute my phone because now it's talking.
Talking louder than you.
It is talking louder than me. Welcome to another show. Today we're going to talk about some stuff. Um,
Stop.
some fishing stuff.
Listen, so there you go. That sounds good.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Well, we're going to go into fall bank fishing in a second. But I need to share experience that some of you that follow me on this, I need to talk about my experience last weekend. Even though it's crabbing still taking um things out of the water, so it's kind of fishing, but this was an experience. So last Friday, got home, I have a meeting with my friends. After that, I had to bait my line. 1,200 foot of the trout line. It takes a long time to bait. So take the old bait off, the new bait on, you're talking 2 to 3 hours. So did that, loaded up, was all ready to go, and went to bed, set my alarm. 4:30 launch, out of the house, early as hell. Driving down there, it was foggy as hell. Like, I mean, to the point that I was driving just hoping and praying because it was so foggy. Got down there, and even though it was still pitch black, sun hadn't even started to come up, it was crowded as hell. I expected that. That's fine. So dropped the kayak, got it all set up, drove up, parked my car on the side of the road, which is about a quarter mile away, walked back down. And when I walked back down, I got in the kayak, pushed off, dropped the motor. Electric motor. When it goes down, it goes beep beep beep, 3 beeps. Dropped it, nothing. Lifted it up, re-dropped it, nothing. So I pulled back in. I realized at that point that there's two male prongs that go into the female outlet. One of the prongs was still in the female outlet. That's a problem. So I had to do something about this. At that point, I'm thinking, after baiting my lines and everything else, it's supposed to be a beautiful day. I'm going out there if I can. So I went to the bait and tackle shop and borrowed needle nose pliers. I should have a toolbox with me. I know that now. I also know I should have that long before this. But it's one of those it can't possibly happen to me things. So I didn't. So after about an hour and a half of tinkering, I got it back in, and I decided I'm going to go out. Even though I don't have a lot of faith in this, I'm going to stay close. That way, if I need to, I could paddle back in. Well, I went out. First place, it was crowded. Was not my ideal. I was still catching crabs, but not how I wanted to. Eventually, turtle grabbed my line, pulled it to the side, and it got tangled under a log. I had to pull up my whole line. That takes about an hour, a little over. By that time, it's late morning, and I could see the place I wanted to go to. I've been talking to these guys all day. Great guys. Anyway, they were pulling up. I went over there. I ran up and down that line a couple times, and I was just about out of bushel. Actually, I was out of bushel. Who am I kidding? I got a bushel, and boat came by, big boat, and jarred my kayak just enough to get that prong dislocated and motor died. I was like, oh, this sucks. Now I gotta go and paddle to retrieve all my gear and get back in. But less than a half mile, not a big deal. So I look down to my right here, my heart sank. Yes, when I was pulling up all this stuff, my paddle fell off. So now, no motor, no paddle, dead in the water. My first thought was, well, I guess I live on the Wye River now. But I wasn't about to give up. So I was like, too deep for me to push off the bottom where I was. And I took my net and nope, can't paddle with the net. I looked at my top of my container, and it's a plastic top this big. So I started making holes in it and trying to MacGyver and that or a paddle out of it. In the meantime, his family spoke Spanish, came by, very, very broken English. The son spoke broken, tried to translate, got to the point where he knew what I was talking about, and I basically said, I need to pick up my gear because I have a lot of money in gear now. They agreed. We went and picked up all the gear. They ran me around, picked up 1,200 feet of line and 7 traps that I had out. Pulling in the line, I'm working the line in, and they're scooping crabs off. They're trying to give them back to me. I'm like, no, they're yours. I mean, you guys are helping me out. So in the process, tore off my left side running lights, but that was not a problem. Those are places, half of the places, no place. All stuff that I lost sucks. I have to buy new ones to replace it, but it's done. Got back in safe with all my gear. All I had was 20 bucks on me. Gave it to them. Gave them a dozen crabs out of my bushel, big crabs. They had only caught one or two before that, so gave them crabs. But it just goes to show you, don't give up. Still got my bushel minus 12 crabs. I, as I said in my post, it restored my faith in humanity because people that was not able to directly communicate with still were willing to help me and still got me in safe. All in all, rough day, but I did what I needed to do. Got a little help from some friends and got it done. So, that being said, just needed to share that story. Um, talked to Ray. Was it last night we were talking, or 2 nights ago?
Yeah, so
2 nights ago we were talking about fishing and where we're gonna go fish. And I had mentioned one of the places that we go to below the Octorara. Why don't we? Can we do some? Is there a place we can bank fish off the bank? Reason why is this time of year, in my experience, I found it's been so dry. A lot of fish go over those spillways during the summer, and now they all start to congregate for water because there's nowhere for them to go. They're in shallow waters, raccoons will get it. So I've had a lot of good experience spillways or below in deeper pools. So we got to talking about that, and we talked about a couple different places, but this is where I'm interested in fishing right now. These below reservoirs, below lakes, below because you can catch pretty much anything there,
yeah,
from smallies, walleye to
musky.
muskie, because these fish they don't have a lot of fish coming in, so they're hungry and they're all congregated into the deeper pools because they're trying to avoid being caught by all the predators around. So I think Ray, that we're planning on doing next thing like that.
Yeah,
So if we do that, bait, crank bait, dinners. What do
still lures,
you?
dead rigs.
Oh, by the way, Ray's had a rough week. We gotta wake him up. So let's start with a. I can't do it loud because of the thing. Uh,
You can't woo because you
how about
woo
woo?
woo. That's how.
Well, maybe if we bring it.
We maybe need to make a. Maybe if we make like a and like a woo sound on it every time we want, we just push the button and it just woo for it.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But we need to wake this guy up.
We like awake, right?
We're not over there easy.
No.
But I'm snoring. Nudge me.
Yeah.
So Ray, wake the hell up and tell him what we're using.
You bank fishing?
I fishing. Why are we bank fishing?
Just something new, just something different. And like you said, it's this time of year. It's the water's starting to come down and chill. Of course, in the smaller creeks, it'll be colder,
Yep.
so the smallmouth will be really active. Um, Pretty much really anything you use this time of year, you're gonna get bites right now. I mean, but shallow crankbaits. I don't know if I would really use too many deep diving crankbaits. Crankbaits go down to like 6 foot. I don't want to go too much deeper than that. Head rigs would be good. But yeah, it's probably about all I would be for pollas or shad wraps. Something shallow. Everything I keep everything. Even though you're probably fishing in deeper holes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have a bucket of minnows. I think we would just destroy them.
Well, let's stay on that for a second because in my old experience, when we used to go down there, we'd come with like a small arsenal. I mean, not huge tackle boxes, but fishing best. I'd have a thing of mealworms in my pocket. We'd have some minnows. We'd have some worm. We'd have spinners. We'd have small crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, and stuff like that. And in my experience, though, there'd be other people fishing, and they'd be watching us because we were catching fish,
Mm-hmm.
and we could keep switching up lures. And if this wasn't working, that would work, and something. So, and it seemed like to me, we'd go in there, we threw a minnow, you'd catch one, maybe two on a minnow, and then that bite would die off. So then we'd switch to mealworm, and then that bite would die off, and we keep and people around us kept trying to switch what we were fishing.
I think it's funny you use a lot of mealworms. I use mealworms for trout. Back, I think 1 year I used them, and it was only 1 year, and I never used them again.
Really?
Because I started getting my own night crawlers out of my yard.
Well, mealworms do great in the spring because they look like nymphs and grubs
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, like we just did. We always I always had like a night crawler, um, like
Worm farm.
station. Yeah, I got a worm farm. So I would just go and take like a dozen or 2 dozen worms from my little worm box, get about 50 to 100 minnows. Going, I had everything I needed. I needed hooks. Then I hardly ever used lures, but now I'm pretty good. I'm pretty confident that my Ned rigs and everything is really good. I would catch fish. This is a good time, and I know some of the places where I fished when I was. I mean, again, we're going back years, but I was going through some old fishing logs in mid-September, end of September, fishing these creeks. Smallmouth, dude, it was nothing to go out and go catch 150 minnows between, or 100 always between me and my one buddy. And it would be just small. I mean, I remember reeling them in, and my buddy would have like a 17, 18-inch smallmouth one, and there'd be one following it. I'd hurry up, put a minnow on, drop it right from, bam, I would get it. I would get the one right back. So it was just one of them weird things, but it worked.
No, this is a great. This fall fishing is a great time of year. It's exciting, and one of the fall fishing that I'm excited about that I never was when we went last year. We hooked into some flatheads, and they were fun as
Yeah,
hell.
we're not going to be fishing there. That's they're on the Susquehanna. We're not going to hit the Susquehanna. This is they
Well, we not now, but we might later.
Susquehanna is late October. I'll start hitting that.
I'm
Start
just
fishing
saying
and
that's still fall fishing.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's still fall. It's still considered fall fishing, but the water needs to come down. Better chance of walleyes and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, one of the things with minnows now that I've noticed that wasn't an issue is where you get your minnows from and stuff. Like when I go up to Vermont, it's really strict. Like you have to buy from certain bait shops and you have to have the minnows certified with the certification on you, or you could catch them right from the water there. So for the most part, when we do minnow fishing, like the last time we went minnow fishing was last October, and
minnow
we
fish.
yeah we had some minnows when we
Did we
went
have minnows?
we went up to Hollywood.
Did we take the fish? I don't remember. Maybe we
Yeah,
did.
but was only just to drop a rod in
Let one
and
just sit.
then let one sit while we were.
And again, this has nothing to do with bait shops, but I noticed that like when we buy minnows from bait shops, as a kid, minnows are enjoyable, joy fish all day long.
Mhm.
When you buy them from bait shops, I don't think they're the same type of minnow that's in the water.
Yeah, because they're so restricted now.
Yeah, so it's like, and a lot of times, like these people, like if you ask them where their minnows from, oh, they're from Canada, they're from, but we don't have that kind of fishing where we're at. I always noticed that when I went out and I seined my own minnows out of the creek, throw a pair of hip boots on, jump down in the creek, seine minnows and do what I had to do. It seemed like it always worked out better for us. And but I mean, so if I was to get minnows, I would have to go into a creek and try to seine them out. I would try to get minnows out of a natural creek before I would go fishing. If I would, again, I don't think I would buy minnows ever again. I would think I would just go get my own. Pain in the ass because you got to jump. Sometimes you got to jump from hole to hole to hole to hole to get them. But
Yeah,
if I got like 30, 40 minutes, that's more than enough minutes. That'll get me through the day.
more than enough. More
Yeah.
than enough. And they're gonna last longer.
Oh yeah, a lot longer now. Oh yeah, so it's not 100 degrees outside. Absolutely, absolutely.
So, Pest and Nasties, John's on.
What's up,
John,
Johnny?
uh, gonna give you a little distraction here. Love goes out to you and your fam. Just gonna say that. Um, so got my snakehead thing on. Ray has had an amazing snakehead year, and he's still on the prowl. Why, Ray?
Cause my goal last year I ended up with 29 snakeheads for the year. Last year was the first year I fished for them. This year I started fishing for them. Missed on fish early in the year. Took me a bit of time. Now the sun's wrapping up in the snakehead season, they'll start to go a little deeper, hide, not really be as active as they are in the summer. I'm noticing, it is what it is. It's time to start bank fishing. But I'm at 66 for the year. I said beginning of the year I want to hit 40 to 50, and I had all these big expectations on going out on my kayak, doing float down creek. So I wasn't really going to be concentrating on the snakehead. But again, you start catching into them fish, man. That's a whole different addiction, man.
That's a whole different
That is a serious addiction when you start getting into them. And
because they're so powerful.
yeah, oh, it's crazy,
The fight is ridiculous.
it's hard to do really any type of fishing, but it's time. I'm ready. It's time to start doing some fall fishing, something different.
We still need bowfin, and this is a time for them.
Yeah, and I think about that. That's another one. I'm okay if I gotta wait another year for that. That really wasn't on my priority list, but I'm excited where I'm at. I think me and you were talking 2 weeks ago. Oh man, I'm actually 60. And then at 60, then I had a pretty damn good fishing the last Friday.
Last Friday.
Well, last Friday went over to South Jersey and fished. Funny story. I'm gonna rant for a second. Got out in the morning. Only person on the water. Only person. Launched my kayak. Went down. Went down through a little stretch. Got out into some main water and started fishing. And literally, my first 12 fish were all largemouth bass. All largemouth. From 10 o'clock in the morning. And I really shouldn't have left. I probably should have stayed longer, but I had told my wife I'd be home by 2:30, and like 1:30, I was just pulling out of the water. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get out of here. 7 snakeheads from 10 o'clock to like 12:30,
Those
and
top water, you said, right?
all top water.
All top.
Everything. The largemouths. My first 5 largemouths were all on spinner, just a regular inline spinner, a blue fox number 5. Um, Pairing them up, and then I switched on over to the I was using the Slayer rack. I caught most of my bass on the Slayer rack. 7 of them were on a blood splatter Slayer rack from Snakehead Outlaws. one
That
of my
red white pattern
oh
works
man,
great
it's
this
one
time.
it is one of my favorite lures by them. It's I have one that I've had. It was so a buddy of mine let me borrow one last year. He's like, here, try this one out. He ended up just telling me to keep it. I still have the same Slayer rack, and well, you can see I last year I had 29. This year I have 66. Not all of them were caught on the Slayer rack, but as of recently, everything's been on the Slayer rack.
Yep.
The Slayer rat has been absolute fire, and the bass were hitting it. Um, it's kind of funny when a largemouth hits compared to when a snakehead hits.
The sound even.
Well, the sound's different, but the thing with the largemouth is like every time I had it hooked, the largemouth. Didn't even see the fish. It's a lot. I mean, you just know the difference between both fish. But no, I was doing good. I was talking to a couple people, saw some people as the day went on, and everybody's out there, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, we're not catching too much. We're not catching too much." Well, you know what? You're not catching too much, but hey, you know what? I was using a Slayer rack. I showed the guy exactly what I was using. What I'm using. Tried to sell him one when I was on the water because you know lures are expensive on the water. Mobile fishing place, and I actually had another rack. I told the guy, I said, "I'll sell it to you for $20 right now." But uh, but yeah, no, I mean it was a really good day. It was a good day to get out. And like I said, any day you go out and go catch 19 fish in 5 hours, that's about five an hour. That's a pretty good average.
Hell yeah.
Well, like I said, it was weird. 12 largemouth, and then the largemouth just turned off. Everywhere I was fishing, catching largemouth on my way back, a couple places where I missed fish, went back, boom, snakehead, snakehead, snakehead. I actually, I don't know if I posted one of the videos on the Gone Fishing page. Um, that was I caught that one. 5 minutes later, after I got it off and released it, I fished the opposite way. Boom, another snakehead. Very next cast, snakeheads. I mean, it was a fantastic morning, and I mean, like I said, going bank fishing now and stuff like that.
When
Starting to do that.
it's hot, man.
Yeah, no, it was hot, and it's
And
funny
you
because
never know when it's going to get hot because
well,
you could have a slow day and all of a sudden for an hour it turns on
and just
for no reason in particular.
yeah, like I know like the day I was out on Friday, me and Jesse and Frank were out, and they didn't have a great day. Like I got here, I was destroyed. Now I wasn't catching no dragon or nothing, but I did get a 28-inch snakehead. All my snakeheads, it literally a month ago, all the snakeheads were under 20 inches, but above 16.
And what happened last week?
And then last week, every one of them was my smallest one was 24 inches. So
And the place we were fishing, was it the day after or whatever that someone caught? Well, how big was that snake?
what the record?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 12 pounds something in Delaware. I don't know where that was really caught yet. Nothing's
No, no
really.
one.
The guy's keeping it a pretty good secret. I don't think it's I don't. Everybody was saying Dragon Run. I don't think it was Dragon Run.
So, on a little side note here, I was always taught, and I always preach, when you go somewhere, you leave it better than when you got there. Last time I was at that place, I saw three empty boxes from Snakehead Outlaws where someone just threw the box up on the bank and left it there. That kind of pissed me off. I'm not gonna dwell on it, but I'm just gonna say, pick up shit.
New Jersey some credit for.
They put trash cans there.
Trash cans at the boat ramps. Dude, that's like the greatest thing in the world. Because you know what? When you go there and you launch, you don't see trash. Because people have a trash can to throw their shit in when they're
There's
done.
beer cans. There's
Yeah,
home trash.
you have a beer or two. You know what I mean? You
But
come
if
out.
there's no trash cans, bring it home.
Yeah, bring it home. Take a plastic bag. Well, we can tell we're not that plastic bags, but
But whatever.
yeah, put them in the back
Is
of
it
your
that much
pickup truck.
effort?
Yeah, it's really not. Really,
And
really not.
I'm still hot about this because it was the same time. Don't park right in front of the launch. I can't let it go, man.
Hey, it's crazy, but yeah, it's People are weird with that, but
I'm I'm a pretty easy going, and when you piss me off, and it still dwells on me in the next week, that means it got under my skin. Just be kind, people, for real. Just be kind.
yeah. Think of other people. We always talk about that when we work. Like we're putting floors in. You know, you get the carpet guy, for example, that comes in and he puts his padding down and he puts a bunch of staples in. Dude, you don't need 28,000 staples in a 100 square foot room. You don't need that many staples to hold the padding down. It's just crazy, but we always say it's always screwing the next guy, man. It's always about screwing the next guy. But hey, it works. We get it cleaned up. It's
This is a little tangent, but when I was younger, and when we were putting on house wrap and shit like that,
mm-hmm.
we had these staple guns that were fully automatic.
Oh, you go right. Oh,
And
that's what they
you
do when they
pull the
put.
trigger, and it goes. You could even pull away because this was before safety regulations, and it would still. I could sit here and shoot you, and it's not going to
Yeah,
hurt you, but it would shoot like a
yeah,
thousand cycles a minute. It
yeah.
was ridiculous.
Yeah, like them guys, we always sit there and say they get paid by the staple.
Anyway, sorry, that was an off fishing tangent, but I always found them kind of fun because we used to shoot cans with nail guns, and but these things they were literally fully automatic staple guns for sighting, and they were ridiculous.
Yeah, automatic staple guns. Oh God.
So anyway, we're trying to go bank fishing. We're trying to plan some stuff. It's a little tougher now because I'm back at work with my students, which real happy to be back, but at the same time, it really hinders the whole thing. I mean, work is a real drag on fishing. You know what I'm saying? And this Ray's self-employed, so that's a double-edged sword because he could go out when he wants to, but only if he gets shit done because he's only getting paid if he's working. For me, I could go out when I want to, but I got to take a day off. And because I'm a teacher, I still got a plan for that day. So it sucks. I don't take a lot of days off because of that. So we're still trying to plan our fall. Ray just said, if Saturday, I'm actually probably crabbing Saturday. I might switch it to Sunday now, but it's a case of what do they say? Make hay when the sun shines. Crabbing's phenomenal now. The big
Oh
and
yeah, crabbing will be good now for the next couple of weeks.
then it's gonna totally stop.
Yep, probably like mid-October, crabbing's done.
Yep.
Till next year. But yeah, no, it's definitely it's it's a good time, and this is the time if you want to get out and you really want to catch some good smallmouth, some quality smallmouth. Um, this is a really good time because now they're all fattening up. Winter, that water temperature starting to drop. They're feeling it. They're now starting to get more active. Creeks are a lot colder than the main rivers and the main tidal areas and all that, so that helps out. So it makes
It's
for an extraordinarily good day on Saturday. So,
it's kind of funny though, and we were just talking about this. The water temperature varies so much now.
oh, it really does. I mean,
Like
like
you were talking about the Jersey temperatures compared to what we were experiencing in the
right,
Delaware tidal
yeah,
waters.
yeah. Generally in Delaware tidal waters, the water was cold. Go over to Jersey on Friday, and it was kind of iffy about my Jersey trip just because how cold the water was on this side. On this side, but but damn, no, man, it was at least 10 degrees. Well, probably not 10 degrees warmer, but probably a good 5 to 8. I mean, you could put your hand in the water and was like say, oh, how much warm it was. It like putting it in that one day we were out. I was like, oh, that water's cold, man. Yeah, it was actually it's warm. It's nice.
And I was out on the Y last week, and it was in the upper 70s on top, and it just got warmer, obviously during the day. But Yeah, the water temperature, and actually, I'll tell you, I run my fish finder whenever I go out crabbing, fishing, or whatever. A lot of times this year, I'm only looking at the depth and the water temperature because those two things by themselves, especially in the shallows where I can't see much below me, those two things tell me a lot. So if I'm looking this time of year, if I'm looking for bass and I'm looking for snake fins and the water fish, I'm looking for an area in the pond that has the warmest water because they're going to be the most active. The deep parts, not so much. No, the other thing I'm looking for is I don't want to screw up my motor, so I don't. I'm looking constantly at the depth. But crabbing, that's a whole nother thing because I want to like they've been running 6, 7 feet, so I'm not running. I want to see where I want to put set my lines. So you're not always just looking at your like I have side imaging, bottom imaging, all that stuff. You're not always just looking at that. There's really simple things on your fish finder that you look at the water temperature. That's a big thing for
Yeah, drop off ledges.
ledges.
Ledges right now. I know, like when you're in the Susquehanna, ledges is huge.
Ledges is huge for all types of things. Crabs, I'm looking for the ledge, but fish,
Fish, fish, you're always looking. Ledges, ledges always hold fish, especially if the
ledges
ledges.
and structure.
Yeah, if ledges are like the water's flowing down and you're just on the other side of a ledge, you can. Oh man, you can have a field
When we
day.
were at up around the other day, I could that ledge by the dam,
Mm-hmm.
going around there.
I always do good on that.
You have to find the ledge. And it's not like a ledge like that goes from 2 feet of water to like 5 feet of water. It's one that goes from like 9 or 10 feet of water to like 18 feet.
Drops. It's a good drop. It's a good drop, and it's just holding them
And
spots.
they sit, and you can see them sitting
Yep.
right along. It's the hard thing about that place by the time. Just like oh, what I
Yeah, it is. It's big round. It's like a horseshoe,
yep.
and it's real. It goes from like 3 foot out to 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot, then it drops to 10, and then it has another drop that goes down to 18. And after you keep following the 18 out a little bit further, where the 18 is hot summer, heat is summer, that 18 foot to the 20 foot ledge to drop.
Really?
It goes down. That's the spot you want to be in the late summer when it's hot as hell out and the water's like 80 degrees. Because down there, that water's probably
That's dog
yeah.
days.
That's the dog days of summer. You want to go down a little bit deeper, and that's where you want to be hitting below that 16 foot line. So yeah,
So I got a question for anyone that's paying attention to this. And I might have asked this before, but when I'm out on the crabbing, I want and I pulled red. I carry a lot of gear, and I think I could figure out how to bring a pole. There is fish and big fish jumping all around me. I don't know what they are. They could be strippers, but it seems like they're coming up under schools of minnows. And
I'm
when
sitting under the schools of minnows.
but they're big,
Yeah,
and this is up the river a little bit. I don't know what they are or what I should be using. I'm thinking spinners or something like that, something shallow.
growlers.
Yeah, but what am I looking at? If you're watching, what am I looking at and what am I using? I'm talking Maryland rivers in mid-September. What's a good lure? Just I got between runs. I figure I throw something out, see if I can't catch anything. Can I get slot strikers? And if not, is there other stuff? I mean, are
Yeah,
we
you give
talking
yourself a nice
spot? Are we talking trout? What are
well,
we talking?
spot would be making big splashes.
No, I know, but
More than likely, it's probably stripers. Might even be some catfish.
Could be catfish.
But
Are there?
with the stripers, the good thing about it is if you got yourself a striper and you have crabs, peel some of that crab meat off, and you can have stuffed striper and put that shit on the grill with some stuffed crab in it. Oh,
So this is where I need our help from our friends in the audience. Like, let me know what I'm doing. 'Cause I'm not really sure. I don't know Maryland tidal fishing, honestly. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know surf fishing and I know freshwater fishing. But tidal fish, tidal, like rivers, don't know, but I know I have splashes around me that will actually startle me, and they are close, and there are tons of schools of bait fish on top all the time. So please let me know because I'd like to get into some of those fish. So, Ray, next adventure is bag fishing. Are we still kayak fishing at all?
yeah, kayaks don't go away yet.
When?
Kayaks, I usually once all the cold water laws start kicking in, that's usually when I put the kayak away.
Like cold water laws, that's when he's talking. We gotta wear life jackets all the time,
Where you get fined.
or you get fined.
In Pennsylvania, I think it's like a $250 fine. They're pretty, and they are pretty strict on that. You're not fighting them. So
You know,
it's and I got like,
it's understandable. I mean,
oh yeah, my life preserver's light as shit anyway. It doesn't really phase me. I just don't like wearing a bunch of stuff. Like in the summertime, I ain't wearing no damn life preserver. It's already 100 degrees out there. I'm already trying to shed as much clothes as I can while I'm on
yep.
the boat. So
I did last year. I think it was right around Thanksgiving weekend. Did Bex
mm,
and still catching bass and caught a nice pickerel.
cold water fish.
Yep,
Yeah,
just on spinners back there.
yeah. Sometimes I mean like that. Like that's the thing. Right now it's like a lot of subsurface now, so it is spinners now. It's but again, you know, we're talking snakehead, and then now we're talking about going smallmouth fishing. Well, smallmouth. I really never did good on top water on smallmouth.
I've never caught
I've
a
never, I've
smallmouth
never,
before.
ever. Oh, I have. I mean, but not like with a snakehead or something like that. Like it's kind of different now. But
I
yeah,
wonder this year if it's gonna be like last year when we went up Holtwood around my birthday. Water was still friggin' warm.
uh-huh. Warm.
Too warm for
Too warm.
smallies.
Yep. I mean, it wasn't too warm for smallies, but it was warm for walleye. I think we were up there for walleye stuff. Like it was just
But
way
we
too warm.
didn't get. We ended up. The water was so warm for that time of year that we didn't get what we expected. Is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like November's always a better. I think like November's good for as long as they don't have the dam flooded. Because once the dam gets flooded, it's flooded for this. It doesn't turn off until March or April, so it's and I guess that's because they're generating power for the plant and stuff like that. So kind of lose out on that deal.
Um, AG Spangler's on.
What's up, AG? Nice talking to you last week. We're gonna get out.
AG, what's loaded in Cecil? He just said they're loaded in Cecil County.
I ain't getting nothing
Are you on YouTube?
on both.
No, I'm just on the Facebook Live. So AG, if you see this, are you talking smallies? Are you talking snakes? Are you talking? What are you talking? Because we're looking to do some smallies in the near future. Um,
Yeah, Saturday. Your future, buddy.
that is,
Lord willing, we'll still be alive to get up in the morning and go fishing.
we'll be alive.
Uh,
You ain't that old.
Nobody's ever a problem, man. Hey, you seen Snakehead?
Oh, snakes. Okay.
So we going
Hey,
out, AG,
AG, what? When we
Saturday?
come out here?
Going out with him on Saturday. You going crabbing? I'm going out with AG.
Okay. Boom. Put us up, bud. because Ray needs his 70,
I'm gonna do 70 snakeheads, man. I'm gonna exceed my goal by 20, and next year
100,
I'm going for 150.
150.
I have been talking with Greg and everything because he was with me on my epic fail, my epic night, first time I ever went over to South
Oh,
Jersey.
all the ones we missed in the
Oh,
beginning
I
of the
know.
year.
Like I had the one night I went out and I missed 17 fish in one night and only caught
Yeah,
two
but
snakeheads. But I mean, imagine if I would have just caught half of them.
the
And then,
problem was they were half-ass hits.
oh no, these were some good hits. I was
Because
just my hook. So so here's the thing. So I never like to say when I'm wrong, but I'm going to tell you what I did wrong. So when I fish, I'm used to bank fishing. I've done it for so long. Even though I have the kayak and I've been doing a lot of kayak fishing, when I set a hook, set the hook to the side sometimes. Always worry about the ship behind me. So Greg was with me one day and he's like, "Stop setting your freaking hook this way or this way, straight up and down, put it on him." So
which makes sense because this is on this plane, so you're gonna lift it up. You're gonna catch the top of its mouth.
right, like for me when I was doing it, I was pretty much pulling it out of their mouth. So I had in 4 times going over there, I caught 8 snakeheads, but I missed over freaking, oh god, probably in them 2 days, probably 30 fish. That 30 fish has me at 100 almost. I'm shooting for 100 right now. Still no dragons. Still in search for my dragon, but I can be patient with that. That's coming. It's going to be, if it doesn't happen by the end of this year, it's definitely going to happen next year.
Well, my biggest thing now is switching from the top water mentality. I
Yeah,
find
yeah, yeah.
when I'm fishing subsurface where you get a hit and you set the hook, I'm still waiting a second, and
No, 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 no.
I know, I know.
It's different. That's so different. Oh,
It's muscle memory though.
well,
Like,
it'll throw you off too. It's like for me, I used to play disc golf.
yeah,
You ever play a frisbee game called Pan Jam?
no, but I played disc golf.
Basically, it's where you throw a frisbee, but it's one of them cheesy ass frisbees, and you throw it, and you got to get it in this little can spot, or you got somebody sitting over there trying to smack it into the can. Well, I played that one day all fucking damn day long. I played this thing. And then I went out disc golf, and 2 days later, and I could not throw my disc the correct way because that damn can jam thing.
It's muscle memory,
Yeah,
and that's why
it's huge.
I
It's huge.
struggle every year.
Oh, it's huge.
I love anyone that knows me loves. I will go top water all the time if the bite's on, and even when I'm out there on my kayak, I'll often have 2 or 3 poles rigged top water and one subsurface, and I'll switch back and forth depending on. I always struggle when I go to that subsurface reel because it's rough to switch in between. Why you stealing my phone, man?
Because I was trying, for some odd reason, I'm not getting anything.
I don't.
But Jacob's giving us our weather report. So Jacob's on it, man. He gave us our weather report for the week in Maryland.
Well, that's because they like me more.
I don't know why it doesn't come through on mine. I got a bunch
Be
of them
stuck.
earlier. All good. Less I got to read.
Words. Okay.
Well, Jacob, maybe we have to go fishing this weekend. Mike
Okay.
wants to go crabbing on Saturday, so maybe we go fishing.
Limited rain predicted will make for comfortable fishing conditions this week. Okay. He's actually really good.
It's a weatherman. He's a weatherman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a weatherman now. Every week, if he don't report to us on a week, we'll call him and yell at him.
Okay. That's Jacob. That's your new job. You're to keep us in line. And
Jason. Anyway,
I didn't even see.
but fishing now, man. Fishing. It's a fishing Saturday, I think. think I'm gonna call my part-time job and tell them I got fishing bucks.
But yeah, you know what the problem with this time of year is?
It gets
I got
dark faster.
it gets dark faster. I started work, and I got so much to do to wrap up the yard for the winter,
Yeah.
and I tend to put fishing before that, which is
Correct.
it's correct, but
But
it,
you're doing nothing wrong. What are you doing wrong?
in my eyes, nothing. But
Don't worry about anyone else's eyes, just yours.
I'm just saying that everyone doesn't see it the
Uh,
same way I do.
I see it the same way you do.
I
I see
know,
it the same way you do.
but just gonna leave it at that.
I got some yard work I need to do. I need to wait till Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I've actually been doing. It's Friday, getting everything ready. Saturday, water.
I'm ready.
Sunday,
I'm ready to go bank fishing, or I'm ready to go snakehead fishing. All my stuff's ready. Both backpacks ready, the crates ready. Whatever.
bless your fishing rod.
I did, man. Hey, all good. It's ready to go. I just bless my rods too.
My backpack's ready. My
Backpack,
reels are ready.
crates
My
ready.
rod's ready. See,
I'm ready for whatever.
you
I'm
just
ready for.
blessed
I did. That's what it's all about.
everything.
But it's all. I'm ready for whatever I decide I'm going to go do. I just need
Mhm.
to get the final okay from the missus before I do anything really crazy. But
No, that's where I'm
I'm
talking.
I'm pretty much good. If I'm going to take off Saturday, I'm going to take off Saturday. I didn't get to do no weekly fishing this week during the week like I've been doing.
Yeah, we went to go fishing the other day, and
Next week a little musky fishing.
I called Ray and I said I can't do it. I got shit to do. But it was actually probably a blessing in disguise.
It was bad.
It was windy as
Yeah, I wouldn't have survived too long after that thing.
I get pissed the F off in the wind because it's frustrating as hell when you are constantly
Honestly, the last time I was in Dragon Run, I had a lot of wind, but I had the anchor pull.
well.
And the anchor pull, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, the anchor pull really it kept me locked in where I wanted to be, and it was good. I was catching fish all around me, so I was in a really good area. But it's a the anchor pull held me in. The wind doesn't bother me. Let me tell you when the wind bothers me is when I'm in a pond or a lake or somewhere I have to.
Yeah.
Oh, it's freaking brutal. If as long as I got my pedals and I can pedal, I'm fine.
Well, I feel like we've gotten a lot better with the wind this year. That's one thing that we've grown up a lot with because
I just fish subsurface when it's windy.
when it's windy too, I've learned how to use the anchor pole. And if I need to, in a lot of the places that we fish, I'll put the front of my kayak in a position that if my anchor pole's on the rear of my kayak, I'll drop it so that my front is against the wind and it locks me into that position. And I'm fine. And like Ray said, then even if the water's choppy, I can go to the surface. But at least I hate when I'm stuck in a place and it's turning me around. I can't cast how I want to, or that's when it pisses me off. But the anchor pole is a game changer in the wind. Honestly, it really is. Whether it's a manual anchor pole or whatever, like
Anything that's
just to anchor you. But the pole is a big deal because if you have a throw anchor, you still have that slack on it where if you have a pole, some people drop them right through their scupper holes.
yeah, I have holes in my kayak. I just take the plug out, put it
Yeah,
down in there, and it holds me in good tight and everything like that. So
so that works great.
still don't want to be out there in too much wind. You know what cracks me up is when you're out in the wind fishing and you got a little tiny ass lure on, and you go to test it. I think there's 9 miles the other way or 8 miles the other way. It doesn't. You want to go straight ahead of you. can't.
I get
That's
this.
where it gets frustrating.
I get this. I put a cast here and I throw it and end up
Yeah,
now I'm in the
but you know
bushes.
what's good? Is
So,
sometimes the wind's helping me out because I've had it to where I've casted it and the wind drops me in the spot. And I'm like, oh man, I start to reel like kind of quick. I'm like, yeah, let me just keep through there a little. And then you get to hit, and you're just like, yeah, this was a good idea. You know,
no, I
99.9% of the time the wind.
I do that all the time, and in my mind, it's one of those philosophical things. Taking destiny. You know what? I cast it here, but it went over there, but that still looks like a good spot. So maybe it was supposed to go there. And sometimes you get, like Ray said, that blow up. And I was like, that one made me go there because it knew. And I know.
I've had
Take
it
it
happen.
for take it for what it's worth. Sometimes the world just guides you.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let the wind take you somewhere, man. Let it just, I mean, again,
Like Forrest Gump at the end with that feather that just floats around.
yeah, I'm totally good with the wind. I think this year, like I said, now if I'm out bank fishing, the wind is. I actually want the wind, but yeah, no, I think the smallmouth idea is a good idea right now.
Hey,
It's a,
G-Man, you are absolutely correct. I love one of my favorite things. Ray and I get along really good because he understands me. For, I'll disappear for 2 hours because I go on, I find this little route and I go up and I need to explore the whole thing and I need to see where it ends. And sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't as far as fish, but it always pays off as far as this. I got you, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. AJ said, exploring is half the thrill. Yes, it is. It's actually more than half the thrill for me. I love to find when I mean Best Pond, for example, which is no secret. I'm gonna throw that out there. I went out there one of my first times there. Bray and I went. I went and saw how far I could get up in that pond without grounding myself, and I came to a beaver dam all the way on the backside. And no, I wasn't catching anything back there because I was in inches of water, and it was super clear. So anything that was back there, I spooked. But it was the experience of going back there. In the place we go to in Jersey, there's a place that again I ran into a beaver dam. I still have yet to go up that beaver dam. I really want to go up there.
I want to tell you right now, man. Beavers over there in Jersey. Holy shit, man! They need to go over there and send somebody in there to scrap them things, man. Dude, this year there was one night I saw 19 beavers coming out. 19 beavers. Like
At
you
a
know,
strip club, that'd be a great
yeah,
night.
that'd be a good night, man. Depends where you at, but yeah, absolutely.
Not always, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
So, we need to start wrapping up, but it's 8:24. So Ray and I are gonna try to do some bank fishing. I am gonna go crabbing. I don't know if you guys are interested in crabbing pictures. I'll send them on the thing. But again, please send me recommendations. I'm down on the Y River in Maryland. What am I fishing for? I would love to throw some lines. I just don't have that much experience. Like I said, they're fishing. I know what to do. Am I throwing? I could even throw top and bottom rigs, but I really don't want to. I rattle trap.
Yeah, I think round traps are your way to go.
I was actually thinking spoons too.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but do anything but the route trap makes a little noise, rattles.
Yeah, you're right.
I
But a
don't know.
silver one, with something like silver blue.
Blue, yep,
Yep.
silver, blue, yeah, anything, white.
So people send me rec- excuse me, send me recommendations on that. besides that, like I said, we'll let you know how the bank fishing goes. Ray, if I don't go out with him on Saturday, he's probably gonna go out and we can give you a report. But actually, send us your fall fishing reports. Send us what you're catching, where you're catching them, what you're catching. I don't mean don't give out your secret spots, but like, are you fishing on a river? Are you fishing on a lake? Are you fishing below a dam? If you are, what are you using?
You fish in a creek.
What you fish at a creek? Yeah, and if you're fishing live bait, what are you catching with that? We need to know. We want to know what
Yeah.
you're doing. Also, coming into the winter season, we also want to know what you are interested in. Interested in us talking to more bait shops and tackle stores. Is that something we plan on doing? But also, like,
Well, it's also easier because a lot of these guys are out right
well,
now
that's the problem
fishing.
now. Because,
Everyone's fishing, so it's once it starts to
well,
get dark early.
I guess what I'm saying is, what are you interested in? Like, I have contacts with different bait and tackle stores, also like people who sell kayaks and stuff, boats. I don't know much about boats, but I'd be willing to get in contact with them if you guys are interested. So let us know, what do you want us to talk about? Who you want us to bring on in the off season? Because we need to start planning for this off season where we're not always fishing. We don't have tales to tell or anything like that. So let us know what you're interested in so we can accommodate you guys and help you out.
Yeah, send us some pictures of shit you caught this year.
Yeah, especially now. And-
Because we're near the year end, man. We're getting to the year end now. I mean,
But this is like if you look at a fireworks display, you have all these things going on. Fall fishing is the grand finale.
yeah.
It's when all the shit's going off at once and you can catch anything at any time. From warm water fish to cold water fish, it's all going off. So let's see what you're catching in the grand finale before we have to put away the kayaks, before we have to put the lines away and go to whatever. Some of us are ice fishing, some of whatever. But let us know, okay?
I'll still be out musky fishing from the bank. I go to a couple local spots, stay close to the bank,
You know,
mess around, quick spots, just go in, fish for about a half hour after.
you have a great crappie places.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just not,
You're not a big crappie person. They fight like a son of a bitch.
just not, I just don't have no urge to go out and catch 10-inch fish.
I've caught crappie around here that have been
I mean, they're big, yeah, but they're not all really big. Usually crappie or
quite
little guy. Yeah, I mean, some of them are big, but some of them are kind of
okay.
iffy. I want to catch some big shit.
Well,
Hey, G, you want to take me and lead me to a dragon this weekend? I'll change all my bank fishing plans and I'll come go catch a dragon. You just lead me to the waters that have them, and if you do, I'm coming.
so AG, 50% off, no joke.
So get them, man. Let's go.
Okay, guys. So Mike and Ray's probably fishing. I'm gonna probably crab, but where are we going, Ray, in general?
We're going fishing. Oh, before we go, remember, subscribe to our YouTube page at
Where are we pointing?
Fishin 302 at Fishin without the G.
Yeah, well, get off the Facebook page. That's where old people are at.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah, so I'm on over there.
My students tell me that. Like, why are you on Facebook? I'm like, because I don't know. We're old. Let's stop being old. Let's get on YouTube. So at Don Kid,
Oh, at Fishin.
at Fishin,
Fishin. No G. 302.
no God, at
There we go.
Fishin 302, no apostrophe, right?
Yeah, no
At,
apostrophe.
at Fishin 302. Get on there. Because that's ain't gonna make any fun when it comes. down to.
The only thing we're trying to do is get recognized on Facebook so we can get people over to the YouTube page. That's what we need. We need people on the YouTube try to help us generate some stuff and get going.
So anyway, people, those of you that were on, those of you who are contributing,
Thank
appreciate you
you.
all. Those of you going to watch later, appreciate you. Till then, we have Don
Fishin.